Hello guys, Sanjay and welcome back to a new video. So this is the OnePlus 9 Pro. This is the OnePlus 9. We have been using these devices for almost 7 to 10 days now, and this is going to be review of these devices. I will also talk about the OnePlus 8 Pro in this video because I recently reviewed the OnePlus 8 Pro just before the launch of OnePlus 9 series. And how do I feel about these devices? Without wasting any time, let's get started. First of all, this is going to be a review of both these devices at the same time, OnePlus 9 and the 9 Pro. So it's obvious that we have to talk about the major differences present between both these devices. OnePlus 9 starts at 50,000 rupees. OnePlus 9 Pro starts at whopping 65,000 rupees, the costliest OnePlus device ever. And obviously 65,000 rupees meaning it should have some better features as compared to OnePlus 9. First one is going to be a curved screen present on the OnePlus 9 Pro that is not present on the OnePlus 9. LTPO AMOLED panel is present on 9 Pro. What does LTPO panel means? Basically, it is a better technology, latest technology, and it can reproduce up to 1 billion colors, which is crazy. Basically, you're getting the best AMOLED quality in OnePlus 9 Pro as compared to OnePlus 9. You also get 3.3x telephoto lens on the OnePlus 9 Pro, which is absent over here. And OnePlus 9 does not have OIS, whereas OnePlus 9 Pro gets OIS, and OnePlus 9R, which is a device that will cost you 40,000 rupees, that also get OIS, but OnePlus 9 does not get OIS, which is quite surprising. Both these devices have glass back panels, both these devices have glass fronts, obviously. But when it comes to wireless charging, Indian version of OnePlus 9 does not support wireless charging. OnePlus 9 Pro supports wireless charging. And these were some of the major changes or differences between OnePlus 9 and the 9 Pro. If these changes are very important to you, then OnePlus 9 Pro is the device to go for. Let me review it first. Let's start with the camera itself, because OnePlus spent a lot of money to collaborate on the color science of OnePlus devices. To get the Hasselblad branding on their smartphones and on their boxes, which they proudly market everywhere about. Is it worth it? Frankly speaking, if you ask me, and this is where I'm going to talk about from my own experience. Just hear me out for a few seconds. When I will buy a device for myself, or if I'm planning to buy a device for myself, then first priority will be performance, second will be display quality, and third will be maybe battery life, and fourth will be camera, or maybe third or fourth camera and battery will interchange. But first priority for me is never camera. I test devices performance very thoroughly, finding software bugs or glitches, because I use a device so much. I feel like my expertise. Gaming reviews is my expertise, but camera is not really my expertise, and I have always said it, because when it comes to a camera as such, if you can edit your photos, like if you know how to add saturation or how to remove saturation or how to tweak the color from warm to cool or something like that, then you can click a picture from any device and edit it to make it look better on social media like Instagram and Twitter, which will compress the image no matter what. So I come from that particular background, and when I used the OnePlus 9 Pro, I enjoyed the camera of the device. And when it comes to colors, I did not hate it actually. I will do a comparison against the OnePlus 8 Pro, but there were a couple of occasions where it missed the portrait shot, and this is one of the shots which was clicked in the nighttime, and the part above my head is not out of focus. As it's a portrait mode, it should have been. And the person who clicked the image, who is a normal person, not a techie guy, also noticed that. And these are some of the things which I feel OnePlus should fix first before getting into the color science and all that stuff. When it comes to color science as such, these are some of the sample shots that we captured with OnePlus 9, 9 Pro and the 8 Pro at the same time. There is not a lot of difference obviously, because they share the same camera, OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro. OnePlus 8 Pro has a different camera. But let me talk about this particular sample shot where OnePlus 8 Pro's picture looks better to me personally. You as a person may like OnePlus 9 Pro or may like OnePlus 9, I don't know. But I liked OnePlus 8 Pro's picture. Why? Because it's brighter. If we focus on this particular tree, the leaves are greener, and this is how I want a picture to be. I am completely okay with a camera clicking little bit extra saturated image. No issues over there. As long as it looks good, it looks pretty, I'm fine with that. And OnePlus 8 Pro does that, and that's why I praised OnePlus 8 Pro's camera in my OnePlus 8 Pro review, saying that I enjoyed OnePlus 8 Pro's camera, whereas OnePlus 9 Pro tries to make it look neutral. I don't know, I don't even want to call it neutral. It adds little bit of saturation, or it tries to click different sort of image. But I enjoyed OnePlus 8 Pro's or OnePlus's color science more than Hasselblad's color science, in my opinion. And that's going to be my opinion about both the cameras, OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro, that color science is something which is different. I I can live with it definitely, but OnePlus 8 Pro's color science is something which I preferred more than the Hasselblad color science which is present over here. OnePlus 9 Pro comes with telephoto lens, and these are some of the sample shots clicked with it. Yeah, it's good to have a 3.3x zoom lens. If you find a use for it, as this is an actual flagship device costing you 65,000 rupees, having a zoom lens is important. Now both these devices come with Snapdragon 888 out of the box, and that is a 5G capable processor, and Airtel has already tested their 5G network in the Hyderabad facility, and in the 5G demonstration done by Airtel, a game of 2 GB was downloaded in just 45 seconds. This is crazy fast speed for a network. Now such speeds with low latency are very useful for tasks like gaming. That's going to be very helpful if VR or AR gaming becomes very popular on the smartphone, which consumes a lot of data and latency should be minimal to have the best gaming experience. Then 5G network is going to be helpful in that particular department as well. And Airtel has become country's first telecom operator to successfully demonstrate live 5G service over a commercial network in Hyderabad city in the month of January. The full impact of the 5G experience, however, will be available to customers when adequate spectrums are available and government approvals are received. By the way, this demonstration has validated Airtel's readiness when it comes to 5G network across all the domains. Now, when it comes to Snapdragon 888 processor, you expect the best performance possible in day-to-day life usage. And that is the case with both these devices. OnePlus 9, 9 Pro are no slouch whatsoever. Using them on day-to-day basis was a pleasing experience. OnePlus 9 Pro especially was fantastic. OnePlus 9 is no exception, because this time it's not like OnePlus 9 comes with 90Hz screen and this one comes with 120Hz screen. Both of them have a 120Hz refresh rate display, meaning the smoothness remains the same across both these devices, and I enjoyed using both these devices. Performance on almost all the OnePlus phones launched in last 2 years is still going really good. My friends using OnePlus 70 have no complaints regarding the performance, and they will not have any complaints for next couple of years at least. But there is one thing which I want to talk about these devices. OnePlus 9 Pro costing 65,000 rupees is, I'm frankly speaking, okay with that costing, or OnePlus 9 costing you 50,000 rupees. But OnePlus 70 not receiving the Android 11 update quickly, OnePlus 7 not receiving the update quickly, and OnePlus taking so much time to release the Android 11 update was something worrisome for me. And that is because if I suggest OnePlus 9 Pro to someone today, and let's say after 1 year, they come back to me saying, bro, I am not receiving the Android 12 update on the OnePlus 9 Pro. I spent so much money on this. I'll be like, I'm not really sure. And this is the bad experience that we are having for last 1 year. It's not like this has been going on since the beginning of OnePlus. It's just last 1 year. I hope OnePlus fixes this issue. But right now, at least, these devices come with Android 11, and as these are the latest devices, these devices will receive Android 12 update pretty quickly. But I am not really sure what I can say about the Android 13 update as of shooting this video, at least. And that confidence not being present in me, it's something which makes me worry for a 65,000 rupees smartphone. Earlier, Samsung was bad at it, so OnePlus being little bit late was okay. But Samsung M31, which is like 15-20,000 rupees device, receiving Android 11 update before OnePlus 70, which costs 30-40,000 rupees, makes me think about the software update situation on these OnePlus devices. Now, when it comes to gaming, OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro, both of them are fantastic. We tested both these devices separately, and both of them were fantastic, no issues whatsoever. 60 FPS gaming is very good. 90 FPS gaming can be done on both these devices, but after a software update, probably PUBG Mobile is yet to release a software update for that. And if you are a gamer, then OnePlus 9 Pro and 9, both these devices perform exceptionally well in gaming. Snapdragon 888 processor performs really good, but then there is one issue with the Snapdragon 888 smartphone, that's overheating. You must have heard this, that OnePlus 9 Pro overheats continuously all the time. That does not happen. It did overheat for me when I used the device for, let's say, 20 minutes to do some camera thing, and at that time the device did become warm and did not let me click any photos, but I was not able to recreate that after a couple of software updates that I've received. Even while gaming, we also played PUBG Mobile for a couple of hours, and the OnePlus 9 Pro and even the OnePlus 9 did become warm. OnePlus 9 Pro especially became a little bit more warm as compared to OnePlus 9. It reduced the brightness when it became too warm, but after reducing the brightness, automatically it went back to the normal brightness once again. But it does become warm while gaming, and that's something which I noticed. And this is something which OnePlus should fix by working with Qualcomm or by working on their their own software updates. I'm not really sure, but gaming performance is good, but the device does become warm. That's something to consider. Next up, we are going to talk about the charging. So 65-watt fast charging is crazy fast. I do not even want to talk about it because it's so fast. Wireless charging is supported on the OnePlus 9 Pro. If you're planning to use that 50-watt, like that, what is this? This itna fast wireless charging कौन देता है यार? Wired charging is very fast, and the charger is provided inside the box itself. OnePlus 9 and One 9 Pro share the similar charger. Not just that, when it comes to battery life, I had the same experience. Once again, I was able to get about 4 hours of screen on time on the OnePlus 9 Pro and the OnePlus 9. But at times, like that was my initial usage while I was doing a little bit of light gaming. When I stopped gaming and when I was only on Wi-Fi, I was able to get about 4 to 5 hours of screen on time. I was not making it to more than 5 hours on the OnePlus 9 Pro on day-to-day basis. It was possible on the OnePlus 9, but that's because I was using my OnePlus 9 Pro on like 80 to 90% of brightness, whereas OnePlus 9 was being used at 50 to 40% of brightness. That's the difference, major difference between both the devices when it comes to battery life. But battery life expectation, it's the same. I was expecting slightly better battery life from generation difference because OnePlus 8 Pro also provided me with the same battery life like the OnePlus 9 Pro. OnePlus 9 Pro should have been a little bit better, right? Because it's the next generation of device. So the 4500 mAh battery may not be able to get you through one single day. So remember that if you have a bag, then carry the charger. You can charge it for 5-10 minutes and it will give you like 20, 30, 40% of battery life instantly. The charging is very fast. When it comes to speaker quality, once again, this is where OnePlus 9 Pro and even the OnePlus 9 Shine's stereo speaker setup becomes sufficiently loud and sounds good. For the price tag of 65,000 rupees, once again, I feel like the Samsung Galaxy S20 Plus, which I had tested last year, sounded slightly better as compared to the OnePlus 9 Pro. I'm not going to complain about the OnePlus 9 Pro speaker. It's just that when it comes to that league, like iPhone 12, Galaxy S21 Plus, then I am going to compare to those devices. And I feel OnePlus 9 Pro is there, but not quite beating them yet. And I guess that's pretty much it for this particular review video. Should you buy the OnePlus 9, 9 Pro or the OnePlus 8 Pro? Because 50,000 for the OnePlus 9, 55,000 for this device and 65,000 for this device. I feel like if you want the latest and greatest processor, then OnePlus 9 Pro is the device to go for. If you want a curved screen in your device as well as a telephoto lens, then this is a good device. Otherwise, OnePlus 9 does everything exactly the same as that of OnePlus 9 Pro, except for those couple of things. OnePlus 8 Pro is also a great choice if you want a curved screen but you do not have the budget of 65,000 rupees. Your budget is limited to, let's say, 55,000 rupees. Then OnePlus 8 Pro is definitely a worthy choice. One of the major reasons why I like the OnePlus 8 Pro is because of the back panel. I am not sure who told OnePlus that having a glossy back panel is a good design. It is not a good decision to shift from matte back panel to a glossy back panel, which looks like this in the video as well. This back panel on the OnePlus 8 Pro is, I loved it and I still like it. Whereas I am not a huge fan of this one. It attracts fingerprints very easily. I have to clean it in middle of a video. Otherwise it shows up on the camera. And I guess that's pretty much it for this particular video. If you enjoyed it, give this video a huge thumbs up. If you still have any more doubts, suggestions or queries regarding both these devices, do let me know about that in the comment section box below. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for watching.